I met one guy, this was like a very, very long time ago. I was very hungover. It was a Sunday, wanted to go for a walk on a Sunday. And he just looked nothing like his pictures. And I don't know, I just generally thought he was going to kidnap me.
Welcome to Unpopular Theory, the podcast where we talk about people's unpopular opinions and the theories behind them. Today we've got Jess.
Hello, hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hello, I'm Jess. So I work in digital marketing. I've just moved back from Dubai. And yeah, I love content creating.
So this episode's topic is about dating. And I've got you on here because I've heard that you're a serial dater.
I am a pro dater.
So you're the perfect person for it. Okay, so this episode's unpopular opinion is dating apps are destroying romance and creating a vending machine love. What do you think about that? Before we start going into it, do you firstly agree from the outside or?
I totally agree. I think it is a vending machine love. Everyone has so many options and choices on these dating apps.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of filters, and there's so many dating apps nowadays. I saw one the other day. It was match with someone without having to speak to them or at all.
I've not heard about this.
Or after you match with them, you don't have to speak to them, and you have to meet. I don't know. There's so many different features. I don't really use them, but talking about dating apps specifically, we've got a little game to start off with.
Okay.
So the rules are I'll read out a bio, like an about me.
Yeah.
And then you let me know whether you would swipe right or left on it.
Okay.
There's only a few in it, and then we can go through why. So the first one is, I identify as a busy CEO, but my job title is self-employed content creator. Basically means unemployed, I guess.
Do you know what? I think because he says I'm busy, I would be like, no.
Oh, so you see that as a bad thing?
Yeah. So because then they're already saying they're not going to make the effort with you because they're busy.
But if they're saying they've got loads of time, do you think they're a bit of a bum?
I don't know, because obviously you don't want that, but then also you don't want them to state that they're busy.
So what's a good medium for that you make you swipe right?
I would just say was his role a content creator?
Well, he's written I identify as a busy CEO, but my job title is self-employed content creator. I
would say if he either is a CEO, because then it's what's he a CEO for?
Yeah.
Curious,
so
as a conversation
that's like a key
starter.
word for you.
Or a content creator. Just keep it really simple. Don't overcomplicate it with I'm busy and I'm a self-employed.
So that's a swipe left, yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you sure? You just lost out on a CEO here. No, all you've seen is the bio. So the picture matches he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I think just either one or two words, short and simple.
So you don't like big bios and about me?
No, I don't know, because then you need something to talk about, right?
Yeah, true. But then, from a guy's point of view, you're just I find bios so hard to write in anything, even if it's my
that LinkedIn bio.
Yeah,
God.
Just LinkedIn bio is the worst. Okay, so that's the swipe left. But the next one is. Next one's a message. If you receive the message, right?
Oh,
so you've already matched.
Okay.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I unmatch and swipe on you again? Is that cringe? Is that funny?
It's cringe, but I do agree with it. I do believe in love at first sight.
Is there? Oh, so you'd be like, yeah.
So do you know what? It's weird. Right? Sorry, I'm changing the subject, but I would say love at first sight in person. But then if someone said that to me on a dating app, I'd be like, oh, that's cringe, because you probably say that to 10 different girls.
Yeah, it's like a copy and paste message.
Yeah, so if I saw someone, I've said this about people, I'm like, oh my God, that was love at first sight. They are so beautiful. But would I ever go and say it to them? Absolutely not.
So if you receive that message, are you blanking it or unmatching or
I would probably just ignore it, to be honest.
So you'd blank it?
Yeah.
It's not good enough to start a conversation?
No, I don't know. I think it would cringe me out.
Yeah, it is a little bit cringy, I think. But then it's hard for guys because, what's the app that girls have to message first?
Bumble.
Do you use that much?
No, not so much. I'm probably Hinge and Raya.
Is Raya like a celebrity one?
Yeah, well, you pay for it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can pay for all of them, but with Raya, you've got to have references or referrals.
So you're like a real person, not catfish.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right, next one's a bio again. Not here for hookups unless you have a dog, then we can talk. That sounds a bit weird.
No, I like it. It's direct.
So, do you have a dog?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're just
I
swipe
can
left.
get one though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a swipe right, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next one's a message again. So you've already matched. Say you match with that same dog guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. How do you feel about shared bank accounts on the first date?
I don't know. That would overcomplicate. I don't understand it.
Really,
Maybe
yeah.
I have a weird sense of humour. Like if someone said that to me, I'll be like, I don't know what that means. Ignore.
Block. Okay, so that's the swipe left or unmatch, yeah?
Unmatch, yeah.
And then the last one, it's a bio. Just looking for someone to split delivery bill with. Commitment is scary, but the food is forever.
No, he said no commitment again. Let's see. I think it's like
Well,
words.
he said commitment's scary, not no commitment. So maybe he's just trying to be funny. If someone said to you, someone messaged you on an app saying that I'm just looking for someone to, oh no, it's a bio. You saw his bio and it's like, I'm just looking to split the bill with someone on Deliveroo.
To be fair, that's quite funny.
Yeah.
It is funny. Okay, yeah, let's swipe him.
So he got two swipes.
Maybe, oh my god, you've just made me realise I'm too serious. Maybe I'm too uptight.
So what do you just look at, like, is there anything you look at? Wait, let's ignore the picture first of all.
Not gonna lie, I barely read the prompts.
Oh really? So prompt is like.
So most dating apps now, you have to have obviously like your 6 pictures.
Yeah.
And then prompts. Which are like something like about yourself or whatever. And most people are like, oh, what's your typical Sunday? Most people on the dating apps is going for a walk and a Sunday roast. Okay, tick. I love a Sunday roast and I love a walk. I can get my steps in. What else are there? Like,
what's your profile? Let's go through yours.
Okay, I actually deleted mine the other day, but I actually know my prompts off by heart because.
Wait. Can we go through why you deleted it?
Well, I deleted it because it's just small talk. Like, yeah. You know, like there's no like I met someone on there. Was interested, but it's like no one's actually ready for something. It's just everyone's just on it for a boredom thing. It's like another app, but it could be Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just swipe when you're bored.
So you deleted all the dating apps or just one?
Just the main one.
Just the main one that you use, but there's always a backup.
Yeah, there's always a backup. I pay for my subscription. I've got to keep it.
So you got rid of it because it's a bit too like samey. A bit boring. What was your bio on it?
Okay, so I had 3 prompts. One I actually removed recently, but I do really like it and it's a good like icebreaker. So it was like first rounds on me if you can do the Andre 3000 rap in Millionaire.
So you never paid the first round basically. Does anyone do it?
Yeah, and do you know what? It's actually a good icebreaker because people send you a voice note of them doing it.
Have you had loads of them?
Yeah, and like people doing it. It's quite funny.
Has anyone got close?
Most people do it. They'll just say like, when there are cheese, there are rats. Wherever there are rats. I don't even know the words. So I can't even do it. And then what else is it? I'm the type of texter that will spam you with voice notes because I'm a voice noter.
Yeah. Oh no.
So at least they know.
Yeah.
Like
I will
voice note you. Like I probably won't text you. Oh, I added one the other day when I had it, and it was like, oh, I'll tell my friends about you when we get to the stage that we send ugly selfies to each other. Just because
that's a good one. That's cute.
It's quite funny.
Yeah. Well, I think girls are really good at this stuff, whereas for guys, like I said, I'm terrible at stuff like that. Like I can normally write words for other things, but about myself, it's like, oh, are you trying to be too funny? Are you not telling enough about yourself? Are you trying to be too boastful?
Or like everyone's like, oh, I want someone I can travel the world with. Like, don't we all, hun?
Yeah. There's always a cliche group, isn't there? Like,
yeah.
Like you said, the morning walk, Sunday walks or roast. That sounds so cliche, and exactly. I feel like everyone does it.
But I think people who have like witty bios, like you know that they're funny.
Yeah.
And you can just tell like the way that they write. Where like someone who's just like done Sunday lunch and a walk, like you can kind of tell they're going to be boring.
Do you get many people on there that are just on there to like mess about?
Oh my god, yeah, I think pretty much everyone.
Because I think not mess about as in like just sleeping with people, just like literally troll.
No, I've never had that.
Oh really? Because back in the day when I used to have Tinder, That was,
But I think
that was the sole reason for it. It was just like trolling sessions.
Yeah, I guess. But then maybe it depends who you look like.
Yeah,
or what you look like. Not saying that I think I'm really good looking, but I'm just saying like...
What kind of messages you get from certain type of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, that's good. So like at least you... Well, but the fact that you've deleted your dating app, do you find... is that the first time you've done it? I'm guessing not.
I mean, no, I'm quite regular to do it. When I'm bored, I'll have bring it back.
And you said... So you mentioned in your like intro bio when you introduce yourself that you've been back and forth from Dubai. What's the like difference in the dating scene in like London compared to Dubai?
So I think I use dating apps differently in Dubai. I think because one, you've moved country, so you are a bit lonely. Yeah. And I think, I had my friends around me, but I think I used it as like boredom dating. Yeah. So like if I didn't have a plan or if I wanted someone to come and explore something with me, I would literally use Hinge as just to find someone to do something with me. Yeah, get a tour guide. Okay. Someone to take my pictures outside the Burj, like
personal cameraman. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how I use dating, like the dating apps in Dubai, really.
Yeah, because it's weird because it's easy to meet people in other countries with a dating app or just apps that are just bring people together.
Like everyone's lonely, and like they don't know. People don't know. Like people are so shy to like go to groups or like social events because as well. Like for example, you have all these like. Was it speed dating and like I don't know meetups and stuff, but realistically like everyone's embarrassed to go to them.
Really? Do people not go?
No, if you told me, Jess, you're going to a speed dating tomorrow, I'll be like, no, I'm not.
Where'd you say that? Because I've actually got like 4 guys waiting.
Where are they?
No, it can be awkward, but do you think that's a bit like the old traditional? I wouldn't say speed dating necessarily, but just generally meeting people in real life. Is that the old way? And do you think there's like a more of a comeback nowadays of that? Are people getting, like you said, you've deleted yours from boredom? Are people getting bored of like dating apps? Do you reckon? Yeah,
like for example, for me, I just think like there's so many options, so I feel like you can't actually genuinely build a connection with someone because you have a conversation or you'll match someone, you have a conversation for one day. Yeah. And then it's like then you both stop replying and then it's on to the next and it's just like a cycle, and it's just like if you generally want to meet someone, like you're not, because there's so many options. They've got likes coming in, you're liking other people, or like you're talking on the app, then you move to Instagram, you don't speak again, move to WhatsApp,
it's hard
don't
to keep
speak
the conversation
again.
going.
Yeah, because you just have so many options.
Yeah. So you said that you get a lot of choices, but do you ever find yourself making like a little roster and then like going around the roster in terms of dating? Or is it just one at a time for you?
I feel like that's more of a guy thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel girls are lover girls. I mean, you get some girls that are brutal, but I feel like if a girl likes one person, she'll talk to one person. Like, for me, if I like someone, I'll ignore everyone else, and I'll be like crying, waiting for that text from that one person. I could have 4 other guys texting me, but I don't care.
Do you think, how do you know, so you might like someone, but how you'll basically miss the chance of actually finding someone that you might like because just putting attention to one person.
Because I'm waiting for that one person.
Yeah. So do you ever think, oh, maybe I should just date a few guys at the same time?
Ideally that would be great. That is the way to do it. But clearly that's where I'm going wrong. But
so maybe you need to open up a little roster. Do you know the roster rules? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, just tell me. Let me get my notebook.
Everyone. You've already got loads of notes, so maybe you can add. So everyone's probably got like a different version of the roster. So the rules are really basic. You can only date an even number of people at a time.
Okay.
So 2, 4, 6, and so on. Like, if one falls off, you can then add it. So if you're dating 4 people, right?
Oh my god, who has the time for 4 people? That's a lot.
I guess you can make time.
Yeah.
That's just an example, like 4 people, 8 people, 2 people, whatever. So you're dating 4 people, and you went on a date one guy, and you just like, okay, this is definitely not like for me, kind of thing. He drops off. You probably got, like you mentioned, there's loads of other people messaging.
Okay, no, I think I've done this before actually. Because then you know who you like more. Yeah. So like for example, one, you'll be like, oh, there wasn't actually a vibe. Like I like them, they're a nice person, but you didn't like them.
Yeah.
And then the second person, you're like, oh my god, I fancy them, and I've got butterflies.
Yeah, but so everyone I mentioned the roster to is always like, but mostly girls. I guess like you said, it's more of a guy thing, but it makes you sound like, I don't know, I guess it's like a slutty thing to like sort of do.
Yeah, you sound like an absolute fuckboy.
Yeah, but there's science to it. So like I said, if there's 4 people in your roster and one drops off, you add another one, and eventually it's just like a refining process. So you do go from like 6 to 4 to 2, but it has to be even.
The one.
Eventually, just like you got 2 people left, and you can just choose between them, and you just refined each person every time.
Oh my god, that's already given me anxiety. Like knowing that,
You could have been in like 4 rosters at the same time.
I
without
know,
even
I
knowing.
probably have, and just been dropped off.
Yeah, so that's why you got to keep your game up, even if you don't fancy them, because you just want to be in that roster. It's just like competitiveness.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to get myself a roster.
There are more rules, but I won't go into it because it gets a bit technical. All right. Do you ever find that you end up, nowadays it's like a bare minimum thing? So someone can do, all they can do is just like text you back, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, he really likes me, this is the one. All of a sudden you jump all these like conclusions because people get so used to the bare minimum.
Speak to any girl, they would tell you, like, they've had this conversation with their friends being like, he is doing the bare minimum, like literally just texting you back, or I don't know, liking your picture. Like, he's not actively making the effort. Like, I think like making the effort is showing you that they like you, and not necessarily making you feel special, but it's just doing whatever that's not the bare minimum.
Yeah, so I feel like nowadays people are so used to it that's why you get stuck in it. You don't realise it.
But then also I think there's like this weird dating standard. Like, for example, they're like, oh, if he's not taking you out for dinner and drinks and stuff. But some people don't want to do that. Like, a lot of people don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be in that environment. But if you say that to a girl, some girls might be uptight and be like, well, no, I don't want to go on a date with you then.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know, it's just finding that person that, I don't know, so everyone's kind of saying now, go on coffee dates. But if someone said to you a coffee date before, you'll be like, oh, I don't want to go on a coffee date. Like, that's weird. But then where not drinking's so popular now, and everyone's into their fitness, everyone's
like well-being and stuff.
Yeah, like that's more appealing now.
Yeah. So do you think, do you ever find yourself explaining to your friends all these things that this guy's done for you, and then they're just there like, that's normal?
Yeah, everything. It's communication. I think quite a lot of people are so scared at communicating, and they don't know how to. Like, I'd rather someone just like be direct and just like upfront instead of playing games, but then that takes the fun out of everything. But like, I'm very much like, do you like me or not? Yes or no? Yeah.
But sometimes what if you ask someone that, and then they like, it might be a no at the beginning, but they wanna start liking you, and they know they can. They feel like they can.
I feel like people don't think like that, do they? They're either like, oh, sorry, I work full time, or I like do something. Everyone's got an excuse, and I think that's probably why I deleted bloody Hinge the other day, because I'm like, I actually can't listen to excuses anymore. Like, I've reached that point where I'm like, do you like me? Yes or no. If they make up an excuse, goodbye.
Okay. Yeah. So, when you talk about excuses, at least they're like giving you like a response. Do you find that you get ghosted a lot, or do you ghost a lot of people?
I think it's 50-50. Like, you ghost people just as much as people ghost you. Yeah. And I think it's like everyone's trying to see who they have a vibe with, or like, and I think as well, going back to dating apps, like, it's like, how long do you have a conversation with someone before you meet up with them? Yeah. And then you're not a pen pal. So then, like, ideally, like, you want to meet up with someone within a couple of days. The way, if you're talking to someone for like a week, 2 weeks, like, your pen pals, like, that's way too long. Yeah. Because like, you could like fall for that person, and they've created a whole persona that you're talking to, but they might not actually be like that. But then, like, you've already got attached.
Yeah. So there's 2 bits there really. Like, so you got the ghosting section. So let's talk about that bit first. So do you think everyone does it? So I'm not saying, oh, you can't do this and I don't do it and blah blah blah. Everyone does ghosting, but do you think apps have made people like that? Because imagine real life, someone's talking to you and just walk away. Some people do, but
I think, like, ghosting happens. I think it literally comes down to the communication thing again. And I know it sounds like very cliche, but it's like people just can't say that they're not interested, and it's just easier because everyone's behind a phone screen.
Yeah.
Like, they can just be like, oh, leave it, like, I don't need to reply to you, or whatever. And like, say for example, I've actually started doing explaining why.
Yeah.
Which sounds really cringy, but I'll be like...
No, but that's better than ghosting.
Yeah, because I was like, I know that feeling of being ghosted. It's like a rejection thing. Yeah. And then it's like, you feel awful after. So I'd rather just be like, look, like, you're really lovely, but like, I just don't think there's going to be a connection with us because I don't think we have anything in common. Yeah. And I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. Like,
yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it, because I do think that, the point I was trying to get to was, I think because of apps, not just dating apps, other apps like just general like WhatsApp and messaging and things like that, because of apps, people just ghost so much, and they become like that because they can get there's no consequences to it, really.
And then they're already on to the next one, and they don't have to see that person, or they won't bump into that person. So it's like, it makes no difference to them.
There's also breadcrumbing. So
okay, explain it to me. What is this?
I get you kind of like touched on it already, without maybe that's not the official term for it, but where people just say they give you enough to like stay tagged on, they do eventually want to meet you or go on a date with you or whatever, but they just give you enough, they leave enough breadcrumbs for you to follow until they're ready to go into that stage.
Okay.
Do you think that happens often?
Yeah, because like you said, it's people having options. So like, you might be this roster, you might be number 3 or 4.
Yeah.
If they get pied by number 1, who they actually really like, they need to go back down to number 3.
The roster's such a good way to do it. I'm just like, I'm gonna get you
because they're gonna be upset about number 1 pieing them, so they're gonna be like, alright, I need an ego boost. I need number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3 is into me, and I need that attention.
But that's the thing about breadcrumbing. Like, you could be like number 1 to number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It doesn't have to be in order.
Yeah.
But it just means like how many. But you could be number 3, for example. Like I said, not necessarily in order, but that guy could be seeing number 2 or number 4 that week.
Yeah. And
they're just breadcrumbing you. So like, they're just making you, the same things to you that you want to hear until they get round to you. Do you think that happens often? Because you wouldn't know that's what it is, or that's why it is. No,
exactly. Or like, they're just keeping you there. Like, just like, I don't know. People like texting. Some people do. Yeah. I don't. But people like texting, and they just like having, I don't know, it's just having that conversation with someone. Or they'll be like, yeah, like, I want to see you. Like, say for example, I'm like, do you like me, yes or no? If they say no, then they know I'm not going to talk to them. But yeah, no, I am interested. Like, I'll see you when our schedule aligns, or when I can see you. But realistically, they have no intention of seeing me.
They don't want to close that door.
Yeah.
But like, they still want that option, but they don't
have
want to
that option
of
speaking to you and you being interested in them.
Yeah, so that's basically breadcrumbing in a way.
So no, it definitely happens.
And do you think that happens because of dating apps, or do you think that would happen no matter what?
I think it would happen no matter what, but it's easier because you can meet lots of people, like you said, build up, roster up.
You're going to message me like next week saying I've got 12.
I'm a genius now.
Yeah, I'm an expert roster. The other thing, I guess, is like the perfect partner illusion. So with all these dating apps, you get all these filters that you can do. So certain height, certain area, and where they live. I guess, can you do hair colours and stuff like that?
I think so. Do you know what? I actually never filter it by like that kind of stuff. Like, I think you kind of know your type, and then like you'll kind of naturally swipe those types of people.
So what's yours? Just like area, like distance or something?
Yeah, like, I kind of like don't date locally.
Oh, so you'd be like minimum 20 miles or something?
Yeah, like I think I probably date people that live at least 2 hours away from me.
Why?
Because I think like
there's so much effort.
No, but I think it's like, I just prefer that. Like, I don't want to bump into you when I'm like doing my weekly food shop or at the gym or something. And then, but it's just like, I don't know, like.
That's true, but every time you want to see each other, it's such an effort.
I know, and that's what I've got to learn. Like, I actually do need to rein it back in a bit.
Maybe halve it, just like an hour.
Yeah, but no, it's just like, and then you kind of go from like, I don't know. Say for example, like a thing for me, which I've had to learn to, is like music. Yeah. Like, I love someone who has good music taste. Well, not good music taste, who has the same music taste as me.
Yeah.
I won't be able to send you my song of the day. But
is that how you wake someone like?
Yeah, I have a roster of who I send my song of the day to.
What was today's song?
Do you know what? I'm in a Gunner era at the moment.
So what was it?
It was Push and P. And then also Drake and Party Next Door's new album's out, so I've been listening to that on repeat.
So it's got to be set. Do you find that you can tell someone's music taste with their picture or their
kind
prompts?
of, a little bit.
Yeah.
But most people, if you ask them their music taste, they'll say, "Oh, I like everything."
Yeah.
But then you can see like who's a raver and who listens to R&B.
Yeah.
But like realistically, I'm not going to go for someone that's a raver because one, you'll never catch me at a rave. I don't know how to dance or what to do. And two, like I'm a lover girl. I'm going to sing you my R&B songs or think I'm like Future and rapping.
That's a good. So do you think with all these sort of filters, I guess you said you don't use the filters specifically, but do you think dating apps are sort of giving you the option to create that perfect lover illusion?
I think like some people, like for example, like guys, right? They have their type, and they'll go for they will only go for their type. Yeah. So they'll be like blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. They will only go for that, and they could just filter it so they only get blonde hair and blue eyes, but they might not be open-minded.
Yeah. So. Because I think how it works is, like I mentioned, we were talking earlier, like I sort of said, you could be, the minimum height's got to be 6'1".
Yeah.
But a 6 foot person could have ticked every box.
Oh my god, no, but that's true though. Like obviously, because it's embarrassing as well. Like I don't know, I think it's embarrassing that you've got to put your height on there. But maybe that's an insecure thing with me because I'm not embarrassed of my height, but I'm quite insecure about my height. I'm quite tiny, but then.
It's alright for girls though, and imagine like it's a lot harder for guys in terms of height.
Yeah, true. But then it's like people like dismiss people because they're like, oh, he's only 5'5".
Yeah.
Like, because girls want guys that they're taller than them, and if they can wear heels. I mean, I never have that issue because everyone's always going to be taller than me. But like, you kind of look at their height and be like, right, they've got to be over a certain height. Then I'll date them. I'll talk to them.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So people put these filters in, they'll miss out on like potentially they're like the love of their life just because they need to be a certain height or.
It's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it just creates that, like we said, like vending machine love. So you're trying to create the specific person in terms of looks and all these things. I guess personality comes into it when you talk about prompts and things. And
do you think? Question for you.
Yeah.
Like, do you think like pictures on dating apps? Like, what would you say is the perfect what kind of pictures? So, say for example you were single, like what kind of pictures would you want to see on a girl's profile?
I haven't actually. I don't know if there's been a change since I last used dating apps, but I would say just off the top of my head would be you'd want the first picture to be just her.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to be like you don't want to be guessing if there's two people. You're like which one is she, the fit one or the
if you fancy
fat
her
one?
friend.
Like which one is she? Yeah, so you want to see her straight off the bat so you can swipe or not. And then, I guess, a group photo.
A group photo, really?
A group photo at some point, it's nothing in this order, but at some point because you want to see what kind of people they hang around with.
Okay.
A little bit. It's not like ideal, it's not like specifically necessary, but it helps.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want them doing something, like some sort of hobby or activity.
Okay.
These are just my things, because if they're all the same, all the pictures are so similar, that's boring to me.
Okay, yes, mine are all pretty much like what I would have on my Instagram feed. Like, they will literally just be me. Like, I don't really have pictures of my friends, like, as in on my profile, because one, like, you shouldn't be looking at my friends, like, you should be looking at me.
Yeah, but I think the friends thing is, like, it's not about, like, what your friends look like in terms of if they're good looking or not. It's more like, it gives you a vibe of the person depending on, like, who they hang around with.
Yeah.
It's just a subconscious thing. And I guess sometimes you would think, that her friend's better. Friend's better, or that. I guess just choose friends that you're not better than. But yeah, I guess with me, if it's just all one photo of her, all a photo of just her, then I'm like, come on, give me something else. Give me something additional. Add a group photo or an activity photo or a hobby photo, something like that. Because you're probably going to get a swipe if you're good looking, but if you want to stand out, then add some other stuff.
Maybe I need to update my pictures.
I'm probably not the best person to ask that though, so maybe ask a few people. Ask your roster, and then maybe you can get like
maybe I'll put that as
average.
a prompt. What kind of pictures do you want on my profile?
Yeah, there you go. And then you can do a little tally chart and an average. Okay, so let's talk about if we're the problem in it or if it's dating apps. So do you think people, once they find someone that they actually match with, and then they've gone on a few dates, and you think, okay, let's become official, or like call it girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever you want to, what label you want to give it, do you think because there's so many choices and there's so many like refining options they've gone through, once you're actually in a relationship, like people just not happy, they're not good at being in a relationship?
Do you know what, in the words of Drake, I think we live in a generation, what is it, we live in a generation of not being in love.
I'll put the soundtrack over it. So.
But I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think, I think we're the issue. It's not. I think it's a combination of we're the issue and dating apps are the issue. I think you just assume everyone's met someone on a dating app now, like, because you just
it's so common.
It's so common. Like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Because, like...
No, not at all. I think it used to be when dating apps first come into it. It was
like Tinder. Like, oh my God, I'll be embarrassed saying Tinder. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. That's what I'll be embarrassed about. But, like, anything else, I don't think it's embarrassing because it's like, how else are you going to meet someone? Like, I'm still delusional. I still think the love of my life is going to knock on my front door. But...
A salesman.
Yeah.
A Mormon or something. What about, so, like, say you were in a relationship for a while then, I think the other thing that is so... over hyped, not hyped, I don't know if that's the right word, but people concentrate on so much, is like the relationship soft launch.
Oh my God, yeah.
So just launching that on like Instagram or whatever, like making it public, like, people care so much about it, and nowadays there's like a 6 to 12 month time frame before you can actually
do you know what it is? I think that's more that actually comes from even, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's putting it out there to be like, so they know that they're not talking to other people.
Yeah, in a way, because
it's not to be like, guys, I've got a boyfriend. It's like, back off, he's mine.
I guess in a way, it's like, because back in the day it used to be like Facebook official, used to be the way, but now it's like Instagram. When you,
for example, right, I feel like girls use social media more than boys, as in like Instagram. Guys don't really post Instagram stories. So you say, for example, if a guy posts a picture of his girlfriend, you know he's been told to do that.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
maybe,
a guy's not going to just randomly post his girlfriend. Some guys might do, but you just know, oh, they're arguing. He's been told that he needs to post his girlfriend.
Yeah, like I get that a little bit, because I'm so, like, when it comes to private life, I just don't post private life stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't mind people that do. There's everyone each to their own kind of thing. But what would you say yours is like the minimum time frame before you do a soft launch?
I can't wait to post a boy on my story.
What's the time frame? So you say you're like official between, like, or what's the word, exclusive between you two? Yeah. Say it's been 2 months, 3 months. What time frame does it need to be before you're posting someone?
To be honest, if I met them on the first date and we took a cute pic together, I'd want to post it straight away because I'm just instant. But I think, like you said, it then depends on the events after it. Am I going to get ghosted? Am I going to post a guy and then get ghosted?
That's what I mean, though. So what?
That's
first of all, how long are you leaving it to like get to the stage? And then the soft launch itself, like soft launch is like literally just getting their wrist in, get their watch, or like the back of their head or something.
Yeah. Back of the head. What kind of poses are you doing?
I don't know, I've seen some of those. I'm not doing any, but I've seen a few like random ones where it's just like not back of, that sounds weird, like a hat or something, like when they're wearing a hat and backwards, something like that.
Or like them walking or something.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, just like the bald spot on the back of the head.
No, but yeah, like obviously you would like just post that, and then I think it depends, like once you know that you're together, but there's no timeline on that. Some people have met people and then within 2 weeks they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and then they're spamming the ground.
Yeah, but I've met girls that are just, this is everything to them. Like they wait, they have literally like timers about before, like when they first like become exclusive to when they're going to post their boyfriend, and then.
But then, do you know what? Like some people actually wait like for ages. Like, they could be in a relationship for like 6 months, you wouldn't know. Then all of a sudden they're on like a holiday, and then they've just uploaded their holiday dump. I think I'd like to do something like that. Like I'd like to have like a secret boyfriend.
But that's my question though. Like what would the time frame be? Would it be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months?
I think that's a hard question because you don't know.
It just depends on the person.
Depends on the person. But I think like I would have to like be really yeah, like I really know where I stand with them now. And then yeah, like I think I'd want to do something like that, just like post like all your cute little holiday pictures together.
I think it's such a big thing about posting someone because it's so embarrassing when you post them and then you break up.
Yeah,
And
because then everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think it'll be on the grid until we're getting engaged and we're at the wedding.
So stories only.
Yeah, like stories, because then they're gone. Like if we break up tomorrow, only 400 people saw it, but they'll forget about it tomorrow.
Yeah, fair. I saw this thing where couples sometimes use dating apps to find a third person. Do you know much about that?
I don't know, but I actually did get a match, and like I probably don't really look at people's profiles properly. Like I just saw someone like me, matched them, and they messaged me, and they actually opened up with a weird line. Actually, they said that I've got really nice eyebrows, and I was just thinking, and I said that's a weird thing to say because one, I'm trying to grow out my eyebrows because they're so thin, and then I was like, then I looked through, and then his prompt was, I really want to share my girlfriend. And I was like, that's a bit weird. And then I looked down, and then there was like a picture of him was the main one. Like obviously I had the one where I'm interested in men.
Yeah.
Him, a picture of him and his girlfriend, and then a picture of his girlfriend. So then I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And then I had to unmatch because I was just like, it was a no for me. Did you just not
carry on with it just for curiosity?
Because I was like, because then you think, like, so who's talking about my eyebrows? Is it the girl or is it him?
Probably. We talked about a lot of problems and the things that are going wrong with dating apps and what it leads to. What about like fixes? Are there any ways to like get around this? What do you think about like the dating trends coming up? Do you think dating in real life is a better option?
Yeah, I think like everyone keeps saying, it's like trying to meet people in real life situations now. So everyone's saying like running clubs are the new dating.
Yeah, I've heard
things.
like,
I love that. But then you just see all these run clubs and you're like, oh my god, everyone's fit. Like they are sexy boys. Like
that's probably why it works out so well, because it's not just running clubs. Like you said before, like well-being is such a big thing nowadays.
Yeah, and do you know what it is? It's just having that interaction. Like someone said to me, it's like, oh, the best place to meet someone's in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Which realistically you're not going to speak to anyone in the gym, but
yeah,
like they're like, but then boys love being told that they look good after a workout, or like just keeping that eye contact with them, or just like,
yeah, but if you do that anywhere, it's good. It's more like, I think
we're doing a class, so say for example, I don't know, go to a boxing gym, or I don't know, circuits, Barry's, or whatever there is. But then it's like, then you have that talk after, like, oh, that was really hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think, are you going to come tomorrow? Yeah, okay, I'll come too.
That sounds like you're replaying something that's already happened.
No.
No, I think number one, like people having hobbies and like interests is like an attractive thing compared to like someone that just does nothing. You know, the old like, oh, I like going out with my friends and listen to music. Just that, like, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's good. But like that's what it used to be. Nowadays, it's like I go run club and I go this.
But then I think that's where you'll find someone that's more suited to you, because you already have that common ground and you're in interest, and that's like a main thing that people want. Like, I don't know, like you said, concerts. Like, if you met someone at a concert,
you're more likely to like hit it off with them than compared to like a dating app, and
or you'll be like, oh my, like, do you know what? I actually act like I'm in a movie half the time, and I'll be like, this is my movie moment. I'm sat next to someone on a plane and they're talking to me. Oh my god, he could be the love of my life. This is my movie moment, and we might get married.
Music playing in the background. What song is it, Drake?
Pie Next Door. Joking. No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I think just romanticising your life and being a lover girl.
So I do, like you said, like meeting people in hobby places, well-being, like run clubs and things like that is a good way to sort of get around dating apps. What about like generally like matchmaking and like
I love the idea of matchmaking, and I have actually looked into getting a matchmaker, just because, not that I've actually done it, but I just looked into it. They're so expensive, like it's not even worth it. Like, and you only get one match for like £400. Like, I'd rather go on Hinge and get about 50 matches and that.
But how much is your Hinge membership per month?
I don't pay for it.
Oh, what do you pay for, Raya?
Yeah, that's £20.
Oh, okay,
a month.
so
that's still a lot though.
Yeah,
That's actually embarrassing to say that you pay that.
Yeah, but I guess Raya is like more specific to. It's more specific. So if that's the kind of stuff you like, then it's good. It's good.
But then, do you know what? That on that app, like if you speak to anyone, no one really matches or like talks to people on there. Like you just kind of see. You just want to just see who's on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest.
So because the OG way to find people is like an introduction for a friend, like a mutual friend.
Oh, I'd love that, but I would just love to just be set up on a blind date, or have a matchmaker, and like, because then it's like, I don't know, because you can just expect the unexpected. But when it's you probably have a checklist of the perfect person in your head who you want, and if that person in front of you isn't ticking off your checklist, or ticking off, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like ticking off your list, like you'll dismiss them.
Yeah. So this is kind of like going back to the episode topic, really, like the creating that vending machine love gets so repetitive.
Yeah.
And you've created all these like filters for this like vending machine app, and then you've got about hundreds of like possible matches.
And it's having the idea of your perfect person, but realistically, I don't think they actually exist.
So I think meeting people in real life is kind of a big thing, and like you sort of said, being like in your world, like the main character kind of thing, is also like being mysterious and all this thing. That kind of stuff like is starting to die down a little bit. I think having exactly like people chatting to you and stuff is a big thing. A random chatting to can be a big thing, and sometimes it can lead to a big thing. So
because as well, it takes so much confidence. I think real life you just need confidence, and I think lots of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And like I think dating apps are just easy because you can be whoever you want to be, talk to whoever you want. Like you could be talking to a 10-10, but in real life you would never even have a conversation with that person. Oh my god, so basically what are we saying? Are we saying that everyone should just go out and mingle? And
that's what you've been saying this whole time.
Not be on dating apps?
Yeah. This is
oh
like,
my god,
you just realised it, but that's what you've been walking towards.
I hate dating apps, don't I? I
delete
hate
everything
them.
right now. Next week you'll just have them back on. No, I think my opinion, I guess, is I think dating apps are really good, to be fair. I think a lot, like you said, like a lot of people.
Do I come across like I hate them?
No, you come across as actually too much of an expert on them, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad.
As an expert on them?
That's a good thing and a bad thing.
What?
Because if I ask you a question, you'll be like, this is the answer straight away, right?
Oh my god.
So you're an expert on them. But what I'm seeing from you, from my opinion, is like you're over it and you realise that it's not really much in it, and you want to actually meet people in real life more.
Yeah.
So an expert is a good thing, because someone on the opposite side would be like,
maybe I'm too experienced.
Maybe that's what an expert is. Maybe you're an expert at it and you just need to like try something a little bit different out of your comfort zone.
Oh my god, yeah.
Would you go on you said you'd go on a blind date, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, maybe the next podcast can be a blind date episode.
Oh my god, shall
we do that?
Yeah.
That could end badly though, because I don't even know how that works. Maybe we can try that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the whole vending machine things? Do you think it's definitely the case, or do you think there's still a space for them? You just got to use it in a certain way. Yeah,
I think you got to use it in a certain way.
Yeah.
But I think it's the roster thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone's on a roster, got a roster. So am I using that in the right way?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a roster, and
some people just don't realise it. That's all. Like people have them. You just. I don't think anyone sits down and be like, okay, today's number 3 or today's Tuesday's turn.
No,
or
it's
something.
like who they fancy talking to.
Yeah, and it just a lot of it is all subconscious. And I've made it sound a bit more like conscious, and you specifically like drop
like
someone
a timetable.
Just to summarise, like you do think they're sort of ruining the romance of like dating and stuff.
I just think like you can't actually just make a connection with someone. Like you just have to actually meet someone in real life, and like do you know what I mean? Like you might see someone's profile on Hinge and you might not be attracted to them, but you could meet someone in real life, they might not be like the best looking person, but if they had that personality, you could be more attracted to that personality, where like on a dating app you're looking at it very like base level. Yeah.
So if we flipped it around, and if you were to say, oh, let's just carry on dating apps, and I think they're really good, what if you had to create a dating app like no?
I think I'd like, it's more validation,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
It's that dopamine hit, like.
yeah, it just gives you that like, oh, I am attractive, or
Yeah.
like people do fancy me.
What about your worst like dating experience that you've had from?
I met one guy, this is like a very, very long time ago. I was very hungover. It was a Sunday, wanted to go for a walk on a Sunday. And he just looked nothing like his pictures. And I don't know, I just generally thought he was going to kidnap me.
He's a catfish.
No, yeah, and he just was acting really like shady. And I generally thought I was going to get kidnapped. And then we went to Starbucks to get a coffee. And he was acting all shifty, like moving a bit weird. And he's like, I'm going to go to the toilet. So I was thinking, like, is he doing that because he doesn't want to pay for my hot chocolate? Which is fine. I wasn't going to ask him to. But anyway, he went to the toilet and I ran away.
You left him?
And that's the only time I've ever walked out on a date. I was running. I was running down the high street because I actually got scared that I was going to get kidnapped. And then, to be fair, I actually met him on Tinder, I think.
Yeah.
And I could see the 3 dots.
Type in.
And I just unmatched.
Oh. What? When did you see? Wait, when you ran away, you saw the 3 dots?
Yeah. Because I don't know. Because I think I went to unmatch. Because I was just like, I don't want him to like message me. And I could see the 3 dots, and then I just unmatched. Because I found it weird because he was like, he tried to look for me on social media, and he couldn't find me.
Yeah.
And then I asked to find him on social media, and I couldn't find him. And I was like, this is weird because everyone can find me.
Girls are so mysterious with that. They have like all these coded like usernames and like 5 profiles. I bet you got loads of fake profiles.
No, I don't actually.
That's a yes.
But yeah, it's just weird. So that was like one of my like stories that was just weird. I had someone before who didn't brush their teeth. Asked me if I had a toothbrush.
Hygiene is still big. Like that's one thing you can't actually tell from dating apps, can you?
No.
The hygiene, because when you meet someone and they like stink or
exactly. Oh my god, he smelled, and he didn't brush his teeth.
Why did you run away again?
He was like, "Do you have a toothbrush?" And I was like, "No." He's like,
"I asked you if you had a toothbrush."
Yeah. And then
what
I was
do you
like,
mean? Where were you?
Literally, we were going for dinner, and then he was like, "Do you have a toothbrush?" And I was like, "No."
Why
He
would you have a
he
toothbrush?
was like, "Oh, I haven't brushed my teeth today."
That is.
Is that not weird?
That is so weird. Wait, play me through this. I'm so confused. You arranged to meet. This is the first time you meet him?
Yeah.
You arranged to meet through like a dating app, yeah?
Mhm.
And then.
No, off Instagram. So he wasn't even off a dating app.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's okay. You've got to like a restaurant, I guess.
No, it's just like in the car journey there.
Oh, so he came and picked you up.
Yeah.
And in the car, he was like, "Do you have a toothbrush?"
Yeah, because he might think I might carry one in my bag, or who knows?
Do girls do that?
I don't know. Some people do.
That is so weird.
But yeah, anyway, I was just a bit icked out from that, to be honest.
No, that's really weird. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on the episode today.
Thank you for having me.
I guess we're going to summarise. I guess it would be dating apps are ruining romance a bit.
They are, definitely.
Meeting in real life is a lot easier, but you're probably
going
to carry
guys. Go and join Run Club.
Run Club, meet Jess there at... I'll put the address here now.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.